What is going on YouTube? Chronos here and welcome back to another PSO2 video. So today we're going to be going over what you need to know post the July 6th update. But before we jump into that, guys, if you're new to the channel, my name is Chrono. I cover primarily PSO2 content. Would much appreciate a subscribe as we work our way towards that 10k mark. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. We're going to start things where we usually do on the update details article. First off, we've got system updates. So it looks like they've added new Ryuker devices into Central and North Kavaris, as well as moving the purple portal in North Kavaris. I'm assuming because there are probably complaints about getting that purple portal. It's like at the top of a mountain, which is cool and all, but kind of annoying if you walk all the way to the portal. Also, I guess it's not really that big of a deal considering you could just open your map up and click on it, but having it an easier to reach spot is probably going to be for the better overall. It's good to hear they also added in more Ryukers. It's just going to make getting around Central and North Kavaris that much easier. Not that it was insanely difficult to get around, but like you did have to start a good ways away from where you're trying to go to, and those areas are fairly large. On top of that, it looks like they're also adding in the exchange shop for the manga memories, so if you guys got a hold of those, if you haven't, they should have been available for you underneath your campaign redemptions. Just go ahead and get a hold of those. I believe they gave out 3 of them. But you'll be able to use these to exchange at this exchange shop. They'll be over at the item traders. It says it's also going to be available at the NPC Peppy Rappy, so you might be able to use them for your one-stop shop for most of what you need. They also snuck in some balance adjustments. I got real excited when I saw this, but then it's really not anything all that important. I'll just keep on huffing that dual blade copium. Anyway, so there looks like they've changed the spawns for the ancient fight against Frostal Sword to make it so fewer Zam guns spawn. I know some people were really complaining about the fact there were so many enemies around and then having to fight the enemies, and then apparently if you don't hit Frostal specifically at least once every 2 minutes, you don't actually get any drops from him. So any parties that were dedicated towards fighting ads, you just completely lost out on drops if you didn't hit Frostal at least in the past 2 minutes before he died, which does kind of suck, but I also sort of understand. But it looks like there are going to be less of these guys spawning. We'll have to see how that works out. And to wrap up the update details page, we also have the 10th anniversary event starting up. Now, the 10th anniversary realistically can be a video all on its own, but I'm going to try to summarize this fairly quickly here. With the 10th anniversary, we have a campaign going on that gives us up to 10 free daily SG tickets, well, SG scratch tickets, and a bunch of other campaigns as well. We've also got a boost event going on that's going to help us boost up, the evil orbit weapons, and as well as affixing. And the really cool thing is there's also an event going on where we have pre-announced urgent quests, and they're doing the double drops again. I say again, but I believe it actually is the first time they've done double drops. I think previously it was only like double the scales when we were trying to get photon scales back when we needed them for our Synquim weapons, but it looks like this is just going to be double drops in general. Then of course there's the usual stuff, things like seasonal points. I guess they'll be called anniversary points this time around. There'll be a shop you can trade these points in, and a bunch of limited time quests and things of that sort. So just keep an eye out for that. Like I said, we'll have an entire video separate for just the anniversary event since there's so much going on in it. Moving on, it looks like we have an item set campaign. In case you're not sure what those actually are, basically it's just a sale going on in the AC and SG shops where they have specific item sets that will provide bonuses or just will cost much less than they usually do, or sometimes both. In this case, some will also include PSO2 10th anniversary exchange tickets, as well as S augment capsules. And if you're not familiar with S augment capsules, essentially they're augment capsules that will give you whatever skill is on them at 100% rate. It only requires 1 capsule and you're good to go. So things like, say, Mastery 3 or Gigasmite 3, very, very powerful. I mean, granted, you want Gigasmite 4, but either way, still very useful, very powerful. Just 1 capsule gives it to you at 100%, which is awesome. For the anniversary exchange tickets, you will be trading those specifically in for some items over at the NPC Travis in Central City, and of course other item traders around Halpha. Looks like you'll be able to get things like the Arkuma mini suit and a Lillipin mini suit and other, cool accessories. And personally, I'm a pretty big fan of mini suits because you can put accessories on the mini suits and usually end up looking a lot cooler. I'm not sure if you guys have seen my boy Drip Rappy out there, but we experimented a lot with those back in base game and they were pretty cool. Moving on from that, we also have a campaign going on that gives extra bonuses for buying AC. Now, sometimes these campaigns can be a bit divisive amongst the community, but if you're already going to spend money getting some rewards, it's kind of nice along with it. Only downside is usually it's accessories that you can only get in this sort of way, but it's kind of cool to get something special for supporting the game. And if you really don't care about these accessories and you plan on spending AC anyway, because maybe you're interested in the AC scratch we're going to talk about in just a moment, you can actually, at least in the past, you were able to sell these items on the market. So if you're someone who, say, doesn't need them or doesn't want them, you might be able to make some extra cash. And say you're someone who just plays the game a lot, you save up your money and you don't want to spend any real money on the game, you might be able to buy them off of someone. I will warn though, 1200 AC, or sorry, 12,000 AC is over $100 USD. So it's a pretty steep cost. But hey, if you happen to have the Epic Game Store version of the game, at checkout, you can always use code CONOCATASTROPHE to help out your boy. Yeah, I know it's a long code. I'll look into changing it in the future. But either way, it's just the Region Mag and the Sunny Parasol. But you also do get NEXP urns and NEXP rare drops, which both are very useful since NEX buffs count as their own buffs. Basically, the N portion of it is just, NGS, but the EX portion of it is a separate buff along with other buffs. Essentially, you can have the other buffs going, and then on top of that, also have an EX buff going. So you can't have an EX EXP and an EX rare drop going, but you can have, let's say, an EX EXP and then a regular NEXP buff going at the same time. So overall, pretty useful. And to wrap things up, we have 2 new scratch tickets. First off, we have the AC scratch Peregrine style. I might be saying that wrong, but you can blame Google for that. We've got sci-fi kimonos, Japanese style parts, and tons of unique fashion items. Along with that, the charged dash, which I'm sure the guys over in the Hidden Leaf Alliance on Ship 1, boys, NGS, Kakashi, and Sasuke are absolutely going to love those. But it's a scratch count bonus, so, maybe take advantage of that whole AC purchase bonuses thing right about now. Hey guys, this is Post-Edit Chrono, just interrupting the video really quick to also mention I completely spaced on the other scratch we have access to as well. We'll also be getting a anniversary special scratch with featured items like the Persona outfit and the Matoy outfit brought up to NGS specs. We'll also be getting camos of a few fan favorite meme weapons as well as some base spec weapons as well. Not sure why I spaced out on this, but cut me some slack. I'm recording this at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, back to our current video. And in case that was a lot to digest, I know there's a lot of things starting up, things going on, and things ending. We've got the lovely events calendar, which pretty much just shows you everything all in a nice row of what's started up, what's currently going, when things are ending, what's in progress, what's about to end, all kinds of really nuanced stuff that's really easy to see in these lovely, lovely bars. So if you're more of a calendars person, I would say whenever you're looking to see what's new, what's popping up, what you should be excited for, just immediately go to the actual events calendar. It'll give you direct links to other parts of the site, so you don't really have to go very far. And that about wraps things up for today's update video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to toss them into the comments below, or if I'm not getting to you quick enough, like I said, you can always DM me directly, or hit me up on Twitter. Be more than happy to look into those answers for you guys when I can. I do know I do fall behind all the time, but I do my best to try to keep up with everything else that I like to do, all mixed in with this whole content creation thing. However, guys, if you like the video, like it helps out a ton. Subscribe if you want to keep up with more, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Peace out.